All right. Good morning, students. So, in the last class, we discussed regarding contribution of the particles present in the unit cell. So, if a particle is present at the corner, it shares with 8 unit cells. So, each unit cell should get a share of 1 by 8. So, the contribution of the particle at the corner is equal to 1 by 8. And a particle at the face center is shared with 2 unit cells. So each unit cell should get a share of 1 by 2. And a particle at the edge center, is shared with the 4 unit cells. So each unit cell should get a share of 1 by 4. And body center, a particle which is present at the body center does not share with any other unit cells. So the total particle belongs to unit cell. So this is what we discussed in the last class. Now, in today's class, we are going to learn about calculation of the number of particles present in the unit cell. This is very important. And for 2 marks question, that is in the 5 marks question along with the 3 marks question, as a combination or 2 marks question, they are asking every year this one. Or 2 marks question separately. Either along with 5 marks or 2 marks question separately, they are asking this one. Yeah, simple cubic lattice. Let us take first lattice structure. Simple cubic lattice. See, in a simple cubic lattice, the constant particles are present at what positions? The constant particles are present at 8 corners. At 8 corners, 8 lattice points will be there. Okay. Therefore, simple cubic lattice contains 8 lattice points. 8 lattice points at 8 corners. So 8 lattice points are present at 8 corners. Next, contribution of particle at corner. What is the contribution of the particle at corner? 1 by 8. So the contribution of the particle at the corner is 1 by 8. Therefore, number of particles present in unit cell is equal to, where the particles are present at 8 corners. So at 8 corners, 8 lattice points are there. So this is equal to 8 into, what is the contribution of corner? 1 by 8. So this is equal to 1. That's all. This is the calculation. Means a simple cubic lattice contains 8 lattice points. Lattice points are 8. But out of these 8 particles, only 1 particle belongs to unit cell. Remaining portions belongs to other unit cells. So number of lattice points, number of particles present in the unit cell, both are not same, they are different. Number of lattice points are 8 here. But number of particles present inside the unit cell is only 1. Each contributes 1 by 8. Total 8 lattice points are there. So 8 into 1 by 8, 1. So therefore, simple cubic lattice contains 8 lattice points. And number of particles present in the unit cell is 1. So like this, you should write in examination. So most of them what they are doing is directly they are writing this step. Directly they are writing this step. So if you do it directly here like this, you can get only 1 mark. They will not give 2 marks there. So first draw the structure, mention the position of the lattice points, and represent the contribution of the particle at that positions, and then calculate the number of particles. Directly if you go like this, you will get only 1 mark. You will not get 2 marks there. Okay, so this is regarding calculation of number of particles present in a simple cubic lattice. This is the first one. Right, now come to the second one. Second type, body centered cubic lattice. In a short form, we will represent this as BCC. Instead of writing complete form, just we will add as BCC. That is a body centered cubic lattice. Yeah. What is the position of the particles in case of BCC lattice? So in case of BCC lattice, 8 corner particles are fixed. Any lattice, primitive unit cell is fixed corner particles. In addition to corner particles, now the particle is present at. Now this BCC lattice contains, in addition to corner particle, it contains one more particle at the body center. 8 corner plus 1 body center. Total how many lattice points are there? 9 lattice points. So body centered cubic lattice. Body centered cubic lattice contains 9 lattice points at 8 corners and body center. Yeah, this is the position of the particles. So body centered cubic lattice contains how many lattice points? 9. What are their positions? 8 corners and 1 body center. Yeah. Contribution of the particle at the corner 1 by 8. Similarly, contribution of the particle at body center, how much? At body center the particle is there, its contribution is 1. So contribution of the particle at the body center is 1. Yeah, right now. So 9 lattice points at 8 corners and 1 body center. Contribution of the particle at the corner is 1 by 8 and body center is 1. Now calculate the number of particles present in the unit cell. 8 corners plus 1 body center. Yeah, 8 corners means 8 into 1 by 8 plus 1 body center. Contribution is 1. 1 into 1. So 1 plus 1, which is equal to how much? 2. That means 2 particles are present in the unit cell. See once again. A body centered cubic lattice contains 9 lattice points, that is at 8 corners and 1 body center. Corner contribution 1 by 8 and body center contribution 1. Now the number of particles present in the unit cell is 8 corners and 1 body center. So 8 into contribution 1 by 8 plus 1 into contribution 1. So total 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So this is calculation of number of particles in a body centered cubic lattice. Okay, right. This is second one. So 9 lattice points are present. Number of particles in the unit cell is equal to 2. Okay, right. Next, we'll go for third one. Nothing but face centered cubic lattice. The symbol we use FCC. Yeah. What are the position of the particles in case of face centered cubic lattice? In face centered cubic lattice, totally there is 8 corners and 6 face centers. So this is front face center, back face center, top face center, side, bottom, and one more side. Total how many are there? 14 lattice points are there. So there are 14 lattice points. What those 14 lattice points are? Out of the 14, 8 are present at 8 corners and 6 are present at face centers. And 6 face centers. So face centered cubic lattice contains 14 lattice points. What their positions? 8 corners and 6 face centers. Yeah. Then now come to the contribution. Contribution of the particle at corner is 1 by 8. Contribution of the particle at face center is contribution of the particle at face center is how much? 1 by 2. This is the contribution of the particle at face center. So 1 by 2. 1 by 8 corner, 1 by 2 face center. Now we will calculate number of particles present in the unit cell. Let us see here now. So 8 corners and 6 face centers. So 8 corners means 8 into 1 by 8 the contribution. So it is 1. And how many face centers are there? 6 face centers are there. And contribution of each face center is 1 by 2. 6 into half, which is equal to 3. And 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. So this is the calculation of number of particles present in a face centered cubic lattice. Okay, see once again. A face centered cubic lattice contains 14 lattice points, that is 8 corners and 6 face centers. Contribution of the particle at corner is 1 by 8. Contribution of the particle at face center is 1 by 2. Then total number of particles present in the unit cell is 8 corners plus 6 face centers. So 8 into 1 by 8 contribution of corner, 6 into 1 by 2 contribution of face center, then that is 1 plus 3, 4. So like this you should write an examination. Don't write, if they ask calculation number of particles, don't write directly like this. You will not get full marks, you may get 1 mark there. So if they ask any lattice calculation of particles, first you should mention what is the position of the lattice points, and then you should mention what is the contribution of that lattice point, and then go for a calculation of number of particles. So this is a very important one. Almost every year they are asking for a 2 marks question. Calculate the number of particles present in a simple cubic lattice or body centered cubic lattice or face centered cubic lattice. Okay. So overall, simple cubic lattice contains 8 lattice points and the number of particles present in unit cell is 1. Body centered cubic lattice contains 9 lattice points and the number of particles in the unit cell is 2. Face centered cubic lattice contains 14 lattice points and the number of particles present in unit cell is 4. So this is regarding calculation of number of particles present in the unit cell. Right. Next. So this is a very important one. సింపుల్ క్యూబిక్ సెంటర్ చూపిస్తాను తర్వాత. యాక్చువల్ ఎడ్జ్ సెంటర్ అనేది వైడ్లో వస్తుంది, టెట్రాహెడ్రల్ వైడ్స్. ఓకే, విల్ కమ్ లేటర్ యాక్చువల్లీ. సో ఇన్ ద క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ పార్టికల్స్ దట్ ఈస్ ఎడ్జ్ సెంటర్ విల్ కమ్ అండర్ wide. It will come under octahedral wide. Later I'll show that. You're right. Now, one more concept here. Coordination number. Right. So what is a coordination number? Coordination number of a constant particle is nothing but the number of nearest neighboring particles. The number of nearest neighboring particles of a constant particle in the lattice. That is called as a coordination number. That means if you select any particle in the crystal lattice, that particle is in contact with how many nearest neighboring particles. That is called as coordination number. So right now we have discussed three types of cubic system. That is simple cubic lattice. The second one is BCC, body centered cubic lattice, and third one is FCC, that is a face centered cubic lattice. Let us see what is the coordination number of these lattices. Take one cubic system right now here. So this is a cubic system. Okay. Now, if you take a simple cubic lattice, the particles are present at the corners like this. Actually, here the particles are not present like this. There is no gap between the particles. For simplicity, we left some gap between the particles to indicate the particles very clearly. We left some gap here. Actually, if this is the edge length, for example, here, this is a cube. If you want to represent the particles exactly here, if two particles are there, this is one particle, this is one more particle. Like this the particles occupies. Suppose you take the top edge here, so here one particle is present like this and one more particle is present like this. That means on this edge, these two particles in contact. 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 There is no gap between the constituent particles. So the same in a simple way we have represented like this. Instead of this, I will show in an easy manner. See the same. So this is the first representation. Like this we are represented here. The same here we are represented like this. This is actually both are same only. Just for easy understanding of the structure, we have mentioned like this. Actually, in a solid, there is no gap between the constant particles. Without any gap, the particles are closely packed. So any gap is there? No gap is there. Particles are closely packed. This is exact representation. This is a simplified representation. Okay. Now here, each particle in this lattice is in contact with how many nearest number of particles. Okay. Now see, I will select here one particle. This particle I will select. Now, this particle is in contact with how many nearest neighboring particles? I'll mention here. This is in contact with this particle 1. This particle is in contact with this 2, just like this here. This particle is in contact with the upper particle. This is in contact with this side particle. Okay, so now this particle is in contact with 1, 2, and one more, this one, third one. Okay, so 3 particles. Next. Right. Here, this is not only in contact with the 3 particles. Within this unit cell, it is in contact with 3 particles. Actually, this is in contact with other unit cells also. Now, in this side, it is in contact with another particle like this. Okay. Side. Next, downward. In downward, it is in contact with another particle. Towards the view. So it will be in contact with one more particle like this. We can write. Simply, this is one particle, let us assume. Okay. Front side one particle, back side one particle, top one particle, bottom one particle, right side one particle, left side one particle. Means it is in contact how many particles? 6 particles. So if you select one sphere, if you place one sphere here, front one sphere, back one sphere, left side one sphere, right side one sphere, top one sphere, bottom one sphere, means the particle is in contact with how many other particles? 6. Within the unit cell, with 3 particles. With the neighboring unit cells, it is in contact with 3 other unit cells. Top, bottom, front, back, left, right. That's all 6. That means in a simple cubic lattice, a particle is in contact with 6 nearest neighboring particles. That means the coordination number in case of simple cubic lattice is 6. Okay, their positions are front, back, left, right, top, bottom. There is a simple cubic arrangement, right? So in simple cubic, each and every particle, suppose here if I select this particle now here, if you select this particle, this is in contact with how many particles? Let us see now here. 1, 2, 3 within the unit cell. Okay, next back side, here one particle will come. Top, one particle will come. This side, one particle will come. Okay, now like that, if you select any particle, each and every particle is in contact with 6 other particles. So its coordination number is 6. In one more way, I will show the same diagrams here now. One more diagram I will draw. Yeah, just here. So this is a combination of 8 cubes. Okay. Now, if I select one particle at this corner, I have considered one particle. Now, this is in contact with how many particles? This is a corner particle, right? This is the corner particle of this one simple cube. 8 cubes combination this is. Now, this is in contact with one particle at the right hand side, one particle at the left hand side, one particle in the front side, one particle in the back side, one particle at the top, and one particle at the bottom. Right? So now this particle is in contact with how many particles? 6 particles. So the coordination number of this center particle is nothing but how much? The coordination number of this central particle is nothing but 6. So in a simple cube, each and every particle is surrounded by 6 nearest neighboring particles. So the coordination number is 6. Yeah. Now I'll go for one more BCC lattice. There is a body centered cubic lattice. So I'll show one diagram here. Yeah. So what is the position of particles? Corner particles. At 8 corners, 8 particles will be there, and one more particle is present at body center. Okay. So actually here, how these particles are arranged is just hold your 4 fingers like this. Each finger is 1 point at the bottom. Now in between, I'm just placing one sphere here. This is one particle. Above this, keep 4 more fingers like this. That means your 8 fingers means the chalk, what the piece of chalk I placed here in the center, that is in contact with how many fingers? 8 fingers. 4 fingers in one plane, above that one particle, above that 4 fingers. That means the center particle is in contact with how many particles? 8 particles. That means what I mentioned here, this particle that is at body center, this body center particle is in contact with all these 8 particles. With all these 8 particles, it is in contact. There is no gap. Bottom, these 4 spheres in contact with each other. Top 4 spheres in contact with each other. All these 8 spheres in contact with central sphere. That means if you select any particle at the body center or any particle in the BCC lattice, each and every particle is surrounded by 8 other particles. So number of particles present in the unit cell is, the coordination number of the particle is 8. So you may get one doubt here. Suppose if you select this particle, let us see now. If you select this particle, for example, so this particle and one more here, these 4 particles may be or may not be in contact, that is secondary, not compulsory. So these 4 particles should be in contact with central particle, that's all. These 4 spheres may be or may not be in contact in case of BCC lattice. But in case of simple cubic lattice, what the 2 particles we have taken here edge, both must be in contact. These 4 spheres should be in contact with the center. These 4 may be or may not be in contact with each other, that is secondary. Okay. Now, if you select this particle is surrounded by how many particles? Now, this corner particle is in contact with this body center particle only. It may or may not in contact with these 2 particles. So now, this corner particle is in contact with the body center of this unit cell. Similarly, as you know, the corner particle shares with how many unit cells? 8 unit cells. A corner particle is shared with 8 unit cells. That means a corner particle is in contact with the body centers of 8 unit cells. Okay. Within the unit cell, body center particle is in contact with 8 corners. Now, if you select one corner particle, this corner particle is in contact with the body centers of 8 unit cells. Now, this particle is also in contact with 8 unit cells. Means nothing but, if I select the particle here, this particle will be in contact with the body centers of these 8 cubes. So this is the body center of this cube. Here one body center, here one body center, here one at the top 4. Now this particle will be in contact with the 8 body centers of 8 unit cells. So like that, if you select any particle in the body center cubic lattice, not only body center particle, any particle in the BCC lattice is in contact with 8 nearest neighboring particles. So the coordination number is 8. So see once again, in BCC lattice, a body centered particle is in contact with 8 corner particles of the same unit cell. Similarly, a corner particle is in contact with body centers of 8 unit cells. So this corner particle is in contact with the body centers of 8 unit cells with which it is shared. So the coordination number of every particle in BCC lattice is 8 only. This is about BCC lattice. Okay, right. Now come to FCC lattice, face centered cubic lattice. I am going to select now. Say, what is the position of the particles in face centered cubic lattice? 8 corners. 8 corners and 6 face centers. Now, this is FCC lattice. 8 corners and 6 face centers are there. Okay. Now, if you select one face, see, I am going to select one particular face here. So this face I am going to select here. This is the face what I have selected. Okay. That means like this the face is here. What is the position of the particles? At the face center, one particle is there. At the 4 corners, 4 particles are there. Like this, in contact with each other. That means this is the face center particle. This face center particle is in contact with how many particles here? 4 particles in one plane. In this plane, it is in contact with 4 particles. Like that. With respect to a particle, we can take 3 different planes. Let us see here. I'll show this. Let us take. So this is the center of this book. Now this point, this is the book, this is the center of this book, and this is a plane. Now this center particle is in contact with 1, 2, 3, 4 corners in this plane. In this plane it is in contact with 4 particles. Now I'll take one more plane with respect to same particle, with respect to same position. One more plane I will take like this. This is the plane. Now in this plane it is in contact with 1, 2, 3, 4 particles. One more plane I will take like this, same position, 1, 2, 3, 4. Means in each plane the phase center particle is in contact with 4 other particles. Okay, that means the coordination number is equal to, there are 3 planes, in each plane it is in contact with the 4 particles. That means the total number of particles is 12. Simply in one more way I will show this series. If you select this plane here now, select this plane, this is one plane. Okay, now one more plane I will select here. See, this is another plane, this is second plane. One more plane I will take here now, this is the third plane, right? So what I mentioned here, just erase this, this is white only. Yeah, see what I here mentioned the orange color on the board. So what I mentioned here with orange color, 3 planes I have taken here. This is one plane, this is the second plane, and this is the third plane. Total 3 planes I have mentioned. Suppose you take this plane, what is the center of this plane? This is the center of this plane. Okay, now this center particle is in contact with how many particles? It is in contact with 4 corner particles. Here 1 will be there, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this plane. Now I will select this plane now. In this plane it is in contact with 1, 2, 3, 4. In this plane this is in contact with 4. Now I will select this plane. In this plane it is in contact with 1, 2, 3, 4. Simply all 12 edge centers. In one more simply I will show the same diagrams here. Okay, right. Let's assume this is a particle. Okay, 1. This is the particle which is present at the phase center region. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all these 12 particles are in contact with this particle. Means in each plane it is in contact with 4 particles. So what those planes are here now? This is one plane. In this plane it is in contact with 4 particles. One more plane. This is another plane. In this plane this is in contact with 4 particles. One more plane. In this plane it is in contact with 4 particles. So for each plane this is the center of this plane, center of the face. So if a particle is present at the center of the face, within that plane it is in contact with the 4 particles. Like that we should take 3 planes, xy plane, yz plane, and zx plane. So in each plane it is in contact with the 4 particles. Then in 3 planes it is in contact with 12 particles. So the particle present at the face center or any particle in the FCC lattice is surrounded by 12 nearest neighboring particles. So the coordination number of a particle at the face centered cubic lattice is 12. So this is regarding coordination number. See once again. In a simple cube, a particle is in contact with 6 nearest neighboring particles. They are nothing but front to back, top to bottom, left to right, any particle. So its coordination number is 6. In case of BCC lattice, the body centered particle is in contact with 8 corner particles within the unit cell, or a corner particle is in contact with body centers of 8 unit cells. So every particle is in contact with 8 nearest neighboring particles. So coordination number is 8 for BCC lattice. In case of FCC lattice, a particle at the face center is in contact with 4 particles within the plane. Like that, with respect to a given point, we can take 3 different planes: XY plane, YZ plane, ZX plane. Let us assume if this is XY plane, this will be YZ plane, this will be ZX plane. So 3 different planes. In each plane it is in contact with 4 particles. Then in 3 planes it is in contact with 12 particles. So coordination number of a particle in FCC lattice is 12. So this is regarding coordination number, just remember that. So once simple cubic lattice, 8 lattice points, 1 particle in unit cell, coordination number 6. Body centered cubic lattice, 9 lattice points, 2 particles present in unit cell, coordination number 8. FCC lattice, 14 lattice points are there, 4 particles are present in unit cell, coordination number of particle is 12. So this is regarding calculation of coordination number of constituent particles in a cubic system, simple cubic lattice, BCC or FCC lattice. Right. Now we'll go for next one. So as you know, there are 7 types of crystal systems. These 7 types of crystal systems contains 14 types of lattices. Then what is the difference between these systems and lattices? The arrangement of the particles, nothing but close packing of the constituent particles. So now we are going to discuss about the close packing of the constituent particles. Close packing of particles. Close packing of particles in crystal lattice. So we can discuss this close packing in 3 ways: one-dimensional close packing, two-dimensional close packing, three-dimensional close packing. Okay, first we'll go for a one-dimensional close packing. This is simple one. See, in one-dimensional close packing, if this is a particle, this particle is in contact with another particle, this is in contact with another particle, like this it continues and so on. This is a one-dimensional close packing. Now in this one-dimensional close packing, if you select any particle, so I have selected this particle. Now this particle is in contact with how many particles? Only 2 other particles on both sides. So the coordination number of a particle in one-dimensional close packing, how much? 2. In one-dimensional close packing, 1 particle is in contact with the 2 nearest neighboring particles. So the coordination number in one-dimensional close packing is 2. Now I'll go for a two-dimensional close packing. Yeah, two-dimensional close packing from one-dimensional close packing. Again here, two types of close packings we can get here. One is square close packing. So two-dimensional close packing is of two types. One is a square close packing, another is a hexagonal close packing. Square close packing and hexagonal close packing. So what is square close packing and hexagonal close packing? See here, this is one-dimensional close packing. Now, if you are placing a second row over this first row in such a way that the same sphere reappears, means exactly by touching to one sphere, one more sphere I will place in the same way. This is a second row and one more row. These are in contact with each other like this. See here, if you observe, let us assume this is layer A. This also layer A. Same layer get repeated. First layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer. Okay, means not layer, rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row. These are not layers, rows. So here we are getting a two-dimensional close packing. This is just one-dimensional close packing. From this one-dimensional close packing, here we got a two-dimensional close packing. By arranging these rows in such a way that same row will get repeated. Exactly by touching to the first row, you have placed a second row, second row touches with third row, and so on like this. Then, so this is called as a square close packing. Then why this is called as square close packing? Now just here, I will select one sphere here. Select any sphere, one sphere. Just wait, one more I will represent here. Yeah. Now, this sphere is in contact with how many spheres? You observe clearly, this sphere is in contact with this sphere. One. This is in contact with this sphere. Two. This is in contact with this sphere. Three. Now it is in contact with this sphere. Four. So if you observe clearly, this is not in contact with this or these two. It is in contact only with four spheres, not eight. Surrounded by eight, but in contact with only four spheres. Now, if you join the centers of these spheres, this is the sphere 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, if you join the centers of these spheres, what the shape we got here? So, here we got a square shape. Just here. A square shape we got here. So, this is called as a square close packing. That means if you have placed one-dimensional rows in such a way that same row will get repeated, then if you select any point, if you select any particle in this lattice, each particle is in contact with the four nearest neighboring particles. And if you join the centers of these four spheres, you can get a shape of square. That's why this is called as a square close packing. So here same layer get repeated, and so on. This is the close packing. This is the two-dimensional close packing from one-dimensional close packing in such a way that same layers get repeated. Then you can get square close packing. Now, from the same close packing, we can get one more type of close packing, which is called as hexagonal close packing. Let us see what this hexagonal close packing is. Now here I am representing one row. This is one row. Now, here I will place the second row in such a way that it is placed in the depressions of the first row, not exactly as first row. See, between these two spheres, this is the depression. Between these two, this is depression. So now I will place the second layer in the depressions of the first layer. Not exactly same. Just in the depressions, I am placing the layer here. This is second layer. Over the second layer, I will place the third layer again in the depressions of the second layer. Like this. Over this, we can place one more layer like this. Same in the depressions. So if you observe this very clearly, this arrangement just appears like the arrangements of fruits in the fruit stall. They have placed one layer in the depressions of the first layer, they will place the second layer of fruits. Like that number of layers in the depressions they will place. So this is arrangement. Okay. Now, why this is called as hexagonal close packing? Let us see now here. Now in this, I will select one particle. Select any one particle. This is the particle what I have selected here. Now, this particle is in contact with how many particles? Let us say. Now, this particle is in contact with 1, 2, this is third one, this is fourth one, this is 5, and this is 6. Right? See here now. So, this is central particle what I have placed here. This center particle is in contact with how many particles? 6 nearest neighboring particles. Now, if we join the centers of these particles, if we join the centers of these spheres 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, just here I'll join here. Yeah, what the shape we got here? Here we got the shape of hexagon approximately nearly. Okay, so that's why this is called as hexagonal close packing. That means each particle is in contact with 6 other particles in the shape of hexagon. That's why this is called as hexagonal close packing. Now, so in case of square close packing, the coordination number is equal to how much? In case of two-dimensional square close packing, each particle is in contact with 4 nearest neighboring particles. So coordination number 4. Now, in case of hexagonal close packing, the coordination number is equal to 6. That means each particle is in contact with how many particles? 6 particles. So coordination number is 6. Now, here if you observe, some gaps are present between the constituent particles, and those are nothing but called as voids. So, if you observe here clearly, this is the void space, no particle is present here. This is a gap, empty space. This is called as a square void. And now, if you observe here, this is like this, it appears. Like this, it appears either. This is called as a triangular void. And here this appears like this. This is appearance here. This is called as a square void. This is called as triangular void. Now, if we compare these two types of close packing, among these two, which is more efficient close packing? Which is more efficient close packing among these two? Suppose if I gave one box to you and I told you to pack some balls in that. So if you arrange the balls like this, one layer, exactly one more like this, the gap, empty space between the particles will be more. So we can place a less number of balls inside the box. Instead of that, Above the first layer, if we place the second layer in such a way that the gaps between the spheres are covered, means the gaps between the balls are covered, then we can place more number of balls in the box. That means in hexagonal close packing, the wide space means empty space is less. Whereas in case of square close packing, the empty space, that is the wide space, is more. Since the wide space is more, here efficiency will be less, here efficiency is more. So the efficiency of close packing is more in hexagonal close packing than compared to square close packing. So this is regarding a two-dimensional close packing of the constraint particles. Clear? See once again. In one-dimensional close packing, each particle is in contact with the two other particles. So here coordination number is nothing but 2. From this one-dimensional close packing, we can get a two-dimensional close packing in two different ways. One is if you place one row, above that one row, if you place the second row in such that same row will get repeated, then this is the arrangement what we got here. In this arrangement, each particle is in contact with the 4 nearest neighboring particles. That means the coordination number of each particle in this close packing is 4. So coordination number in a two-dimensional square close packing is 4. Now here same layer get repeated here. A type of arrangement, this is known as A type of two-dimensional square close packing. Now come to the next one, hexagonal close packing. Suppose if you are placing the second row over the first row in such a way that the depressions of the first row will get covered, then this is the arrangement what we got. Now in this type of arrangement, each particle is in contact with the 6 nearest neighboring particles within the plane. These are arranged in the shape of hexagon. That's why it is called as hexagonal close packing. In hexagonal close packing, the coordination number is equal to 6. And if you observe clearly here, this is the first row, this is second row, this is third row, fourth row, fifth row, like this. So I'll extend here. Okay. So if you observe clearly, first row is exactly similar to third row. Third row is exactly similar to fifth row. Means 1, 3, 5 odd number layers are similar. Similarly, second row is exactly similar to fourth row. See here now, 2 and 4 layers. These two spheres, these two spheres, these two, and then these two. That means here 2 layers get repeated. One with odd number, one with even number. Suppose if you give the naming A here, this will be B, again this will be A, B, A, and so on. So here the arrangement of the particles is, rows is nothing but A, B, A, B. So two-dimensional A, B, and so on type close packing is hexagonal close packing. Two-dimensional A type close packing is nothing but square close packing. Here coordination number 4, here coordination number 6. Now among these two, hexagonal close packing is more efficient than compared to square close packing, because in square close packing the wide space is more, whereas in hexagonal close packing the wide space is less. So this is regarding square close packing and hexagonal close packing, which comes under a two-dimensional close packing. Now from this two-dimensional close packing we can get a three-dimensional close packing, again in different ways. In 3 different ways we can get a three-dimensional close packing from two-dimensional close packing. That in the tomorrow class we will discuss. Okay, thank you.